good.
Okay,
Okay, so
how
we've got all the build up here,
All the build-up.
and Jack Jackson, who was a star basketball player in the 8th grade,
Yeah, at the 8th grade.
is
And,
going to tell us exactly why he thinks his team is going to win the national championship.
Well, out of, I have to admit, out of the South bracket, I was going to go with my alma mater, Purdue, but because they lost that guy, and, they let Minnesota beat them.
They lost one of their star players, so
Yeah,
they're,
so
they're
I'm,
done.
I'm going to go with Baylor out of there. And the reason I say that, they're ranked number 3, and nobody's paying any attention to
Yeah,
them.
you're right.
So Baylor's going to come into the Final
And
Four.
you have some personal history with Baylor.
Yes, I do.
One of your kids went to Baylor.
All 3 of my kids went to
All 3?
All 3, and my son went to Baylor. So, but I think because of the record and the way that they are, they're about to peak. They've come on strong,
Okay.
and I think Baylor, from our last caller, was one of the teams that beat Kansas.
Okay, good.
So I'm going
choice.
to go with Baylor, and I've got to go with Kentucky. And the reason I said Kentucky, they've got 2 freshmen on that team, as I can recall. This is their last year. They're going to the NBA.
Isn't that terrible? Your freshman year is your last year in college?
Yeah, and it's because they're going to go make a ton of money playing at the
Can't-
NBA.
I can't
And I'm
blame
not
them for
I'm
that.
not so sure they couldn't have done it right out of high school
Right.
if the rules had permitted. I'm going to deviate from in the Midwest. I'm not going to pick Kansas because I got to go with Ohio State.
That's who I said. You can't, if you're a Missouri fan in any way, shape, or form, you can't root for Kansas.
And also being a Big Ten graduate. But I think Ohio State's got a lot of talent. They're going to be in the Final Four. And out of the bottom, I'm going to pick Kansas State.
Uh-huh.
And I think they're going to be in the Final Four. But the winner's going to be Kentucky. I
All
think
right.
there's just too much
Okay.
talent there. They've got a team. They've lost some games that I think had they stayed focused, they would have won.